tell me a little bit about the church.
Sandy Creek was founded in 1755 by Shubal Stearns. Him and 15 others came here from Connecticut after a brief stop in Virginia, and set up church here after George Whitefield had prayed that God would send a John the Baptist here. And Shubal was saved under Whitefield's preaching, and God led him here to establish Sandy Creek.
Amen. Amen. That's wonderful. How long have you been pastor here?
19 years.
19 years.
Yes, sir.
Very good. And church is running today about 200, you said? Or you said about 200 in membership?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Somewhere around 100 on Sunday, give or take.
Okay. What is, in terms of the grounds as far as history and everything, what's still existing here? What's to see here?
The grave of Shubal Stearns is here,
Okay.
which a lot of folks come to see. The third meeting house is owned by the Primitive Baptists on the Hill. It was built in 1802, so it's 220 years old now. It's in remarkable shape, all things considered. But beyond that, there's not a lot of historical pieces here. It's just people come here just to get a sense of what God did back in that time.
You also mentioned that the site for the original meeting house is marked out there in the cemetery as
Yes,
well?
sir. There's an obelisk appointed monument, and that the Baptists put here in 1955 when the church turned 200 years old. The Baptist State Convention, North Carolina, placed that.
Very good. Anything else you think that folks might be interested in here? Or?
Well, there are two monuments that Independent Baptists placed, and they have a history on each side of them, a different history. So 4 different histories total, and it's got a lot of good information on them. Reverend Jeff Faggart wrote what's on those monuments, and he did a good job encapsulating it into a small piece.
Yes.
And, he's a historian major, so
yes.
he's a walking book of knowledge, but great man.
Yeah. And Shubal Stearns was very important in history as well, in terms of not only the separate Baptists and the Baptists today, but also even just the founding of our nation and everything influenced it greatly. But
absolutely.
Some folks have said that the reason the South is called the Bible Belt is because of his work and the work of this church here.
I would agree with that.
Yes.
They said in the first 16, he was pastor here 16 years. In the first few years, there were 42 churches planted and 125 pastors called to preach.
Yes.
And they went every direction.
Yes. Yeah. Now I know that many of the preachers that ended up either directly or indirectly through this ministry, going into the ministry, they ended up suffering persecution. I don't believe Shubal Stearns ever experienced any severe persecution. Is that correct? Or
not to my knowledge,
yeah.
no, sir.
But yeah, I noticed on the monuments out there's James Ireland, Samuel
right.
Harris, many of the others that did face that kind of persecution.
Yes, sir.
But thanks to the work of Stearns and this church, we have religious freedom in this country. So
absolutely,
but
it's a blessing.
Anything else you want to share? Or?
No, sir. Not that I can think of. It's just an honor to serve here and to be a part of this work, and to humbling to know
it's
what
good
started
that it's still
here.
Going on.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yes, definitely.
Well, I really appreciate your time, and thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Amen.